Hello and welcome to Baseplate Reviews. Today I'm going to take a look at the Super Mario set Piranha Plant 71426, which is a display set in the same style as three other Nintendo sets that sit in the Super Mario range, which are Mighty Bowser, the Nintendo Entertainment System, and finally the Super Mario 64 question block. The biggest differences with this set and those are scale and price, with this being less than a third of the cost of any of those three. It goes for $60 US, 58 British pounds and $80 Canadian. That Super Mario 64 question block goes for $200 US, which I think is just outrageously expensive. Right up there with the Batcave Shadow box for being overpriced in my opinion. The Piranha Plant has been one of Mario's enemies right back from Super Mario Bros. On the NES, and has been in basically every platformer game since then apart from Super Mario Bros. 2, which you should all know was actually just a reskin of the game Doku Doku Panic, so missed out basically all the enemies from the Mushroom Kingdom. I think that makes it as good a choice as any for an icon of the Super Mario series of games, especially as it isn't necessarily the first thing you'd think of building. The instruction booklet for this set actually has a nice timeline of the history of the Piranha Plant in the Super Mario games. I thought that was a nice touch. Anyway, we'll get to the important bit and get this built, and see if it's less than a third as good as those earlier mentioned, much more expensive Super Mario display sets. Okay, so in terms of the box, we've got that black box art, because this is classed as an 18 plus set. We can see that just there. But let's get this open and see what we're working with. My thumbs struggled terribly with the tabs here for some reason. Alright, so we've got 6 bags and a nice instruction booklet. So let's get this going and get it built. So there are a few features in terms of movement. We can move and turn these leaves, split them apart more or less, and also the head, the mouth moves. You can close it or open it. You can open it pretty wide if it was snapping at Super Mario. Also, this leans forwards and backwards if it was reaching out to grab our plumber as he went past. The other thing is that we have these coin pieces which we can slide just down the back of the Piranha Plant like so, and this actually has a little play feature on it. You can hear the coins just dropping into the pot there. If I press just here, then a small trapdoor at the bottom opens and the coins can drop out. I think one of the first things to note is that this set is pretty chunky. Although on a parts to price ratio this doesn't look amazing with 540 pieces to a $60 price tag, it's actually really substantial. The pipe that forms the base or pot for the Piranha Plant feels rock solid and was actually pretty fun to build, with not as much repetition as seems likely to be the case from the looks of it. The pipe and the stem and the leaves of the set were basically true LEGO system building with a lot of studs not on top or snot techniques, whereas when we move on to the head or mouth of the Piranha Plant, it did feel that it was a bit more of a LEGO Technic build. It kind of had to be in order to get the shape of the mouth, and also allow the posability of it by being able to open or close it as you wish. It's not my favourite type of build, but was pretty minor really, with those huge chunky 4x4 quarter dome pieces making up the bulk of the stuff of the head. Overall, the build took me a little over an hour, and I'm not a super fast builder. It's got value from a build perspective for sure. Most importantly, the set does look good as a display set. I've set it just below my amiibo collection, but it definitely needs to be viewed from the front, and I'd also say that thanks to the mediocre colouring of the white spots on those quarter dome pieces, that the big round white tile holding the head together at the top ends up really standing out compared to those printed white spots. Almost to the point where I think this means you want the set to be at or higher than eye level so you're not looking down at it. I'm sure plenty of Nintendo fans will still place it on the work desks and colleagues will comment on it and admire it, but there'll be that nagging doubt that this could have just been a little bit better. I'm pleased that those of us who don't want the wildly popular botanical sets have got their own pop culture style plant display set, and it really is a great alternative to the free expensive Nintendo display sets, even if I really do like the Bowser one. This kind of price point is sometimes missed a little in my opinion, but is perfect for those that either don't want to spend quite so much or alternatively don't have the space for such a massive set. I think plenty of non-LEGO fans will have picked this up, and I'd assume it will stay on shelves for a while. When LEGO can actually stock their shelves, that's a different matter. I'm ambivalent about the play feature with the coins being able to be spat out from the base of the set. Maybe I can use those pieces elsewhere, and don't think that this is perfect, but overall I'd say it's worth picking up if you're a fan of the subject material. I don't have too many display sets myself, I prefer city building, but I'm glad I picked this up, with a slight discount thanks to a chain of stores closing several shops. Overall I think it's a qualified success of a set, and most importantly you can fit that coward Luigi into the Piranha Plant's mouth. I hope that review was enjoyable and somewhat informative. If you did like it, then please think about leaving a thumbs up on the video, and for more reviews and city updates plus mocks and mods, please consider subscribing. And with all of that, I'll end up by saying, be good.